Welcome everyone. In today's video, I wanted to talk about a framework that you can use to identify good coins for a crypto bull market. Now you must understand that everything in crypto is extremely correlated, meaning that if the crypto market cap doubled over the next year, everything is going to be doing extremely well, but you are going to have some tokens that are massively outperforming that, and I will be talking about a framework to identify those ones. But on the other hand, if the crypto market cap halved within the next year, almost everything is going to get destroyed and you're going to have a lot that go down like 99%. The first part of the framework that I wanted to talk about is how old is this coin? If the coin that you're looking to invest or trade into is very old, or it has existed in prior bull markets, the likelihood that it's going to reach an all-time high is extremely low. And the gains that it will make in the bull market that you're participating in is going to be less than some of the newer coins that you could have also invested into. So we'll take a couple of examples. So XRP, it's been around for a while. The coin is over 10 years old. It had an extremely good run in 2017, but since then it has underperformed. In 2021, it underperformed. In the current bull market we have right now, it has underperformed. So why is this? Well, the first reason is that you have a legion of XRP bag holders who are A, holding from the 2017 bull market, and B, holding from the 2021 bull market. And every single time that price starts to tick up, people are selling because they want to recoup their losses and invest elsewhere. Or maybe they've just lost faith in the overall XRP vision. We'll take Tron as another example. Again, great performance in 2017. And then as it comes to 2021, whilst the chart may look good, it didn't make new all-time highs. And the gains that it had were less than a lot of other tokens out there, like Solana, Luna, Axie Infinity. You would have way outperformed by longing those coins rather than Tron. Additionally, another reason why you want to go for new coins is that the developers and the narrative around it is fresh, and they can just promise you the world, right? So Litecoin, for example, people thought that this would replace Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash, again, people were saying that this would replace Bitcoin. But over time, we've come to understand that nothing's going to be replacing Bitcoin as the sort of digital gold, right? So Bitcoin Cash, it's failed in that vision, and it's unlikely to really ever pump again. Now, we've had many narratives in the past about XYZ coin going to be better than, say, like Ethereum, for example, and it really just hasn't done that. No one's come over to use like Neo, for example, a bunch of that stuff from like 2017, 2018 that were Ethereum killers. No one really used them. The narrative there is dead, and basically those coins are never going to rally again. You need to be looking at mostly new coins, ones that are ideally less than a year old, or maybe they've only ever participated in one previous bull cycle. The newer the better, particularly because those new coins are likely to have lower market caps as well. Developers of those new coins and the communities then can spin narratives around that particular coin, and it's not a narrative that you can disprove until following years come along. Now, the second thing is a good narrative. Now, you can check narratives out by going to CoinGecko and then going to categories, and then you can see different categories of coins and the narratives that they have around those categories. So a good narrative is extremely, extremely important for a token. Like as we spoke before, being a Bitcoin killer or Ethereum killer, those were good narratives of the past. But now, because of the advancement in crypto, there's lots more things that we can do with it, and so new narratives have popped up. One that I particularly like to talk about is Metaverse. So Metaverse was a big narrative in 2021. In October of 2021, Facebook changed their name to Meta, and then basically talked about how they wanted to invest in the Metaverse, talked about building their own Metaverse, and that kickstarted a massive rally in Metaverse tokens. So we'll take, for example, the Sandbox. That went from like 70 cents in October of 2021 all the way up to above $7 within the space of 2 months. So that's how strong a narrative can be. And at that point, it almost didn't matter how old the coin was, because all metaverse tokens were going to be rallying. But the ones with the best gains were the coins that were newest. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is good tokenomics and token utility. So this is extremely important, right? Because if a token is utterly useless, you can't do anything with it, and the tokenomics are terrible as well, then that token isn't really going to rally that strongly. So we'll take Uniswap, for example, right? It did really well when it initially launched, and then went all the way up to $42 from like a low of $2. So it did over a 10x. It performed really well, and it declined ever since then. And as we're coming back into a new bull market, it's not really been performing that well. And that's because Uniswap as a token, it is utterly useless, right? It doesn't give you anything. The only power it does give you is governance. But the governance there is very weak, because most of the Uniswap tokens are owned by the developers as well as venture capitalists. And so they are able to control Uniswap governance. They will make sure that the Uni token will basically do nothing. Because if they start implementing a fee sharing mechanism or a buy and burn mechanism, the SEC will go after them for creating an unregistered security. But you don't want to go for anything that is purely governance, because you're going to have no power there. An example of good tokenomics would be something like Luna. So I know Luna has like, minus 99% since events in May of 2022, but it had good pumpermentals at the time. So the Luna token was tied to UST. As the UST market cap grew, the more Luna would be burnt, and that led to insane pumpermentals. As we can see here, it went from like $2 all the way up to above 115, representing almost a 40,000% gain. Luna outperformed a ton of other tokens in the market, even ones that had better narratives, because it had insane pumpermentals. A lot of tokens performed extremely well because they had good token utility. So we'll take a lot of the layer ones, for example, like Solana or Avalanche. The token utility there is that you can stake the token, receive yield from fees being paid in the network. Additionally, holding Solana is required if you wanted to use the Solana network. Holding Avalanche is required to pay gas fees if you wanted to use the Avalanche network. Furthermore, NFTs on Solana are priced in Sol, so if you want to do NFT trading on Solana, you have to hold a lot of Sol. So those were a few examples there of good token utility. So how would you go about finding a good coin? Well, you go to CoinGecko, then click on categories, and then you can search these categories here for ones that are hot. A good example here would be artificial intelligence. So the artificial intelligence bull run has really been kicked off with the introduction of OpenAI, ChatGPT, which has basically been used by high school students and university students everywhere across the world, as well as the everyday person who's looking to make their job a little bit easier. So we know that AI has been a really strong narrative, and then you can go onto this AI category and look at all of the tokens here. And then what you might want to do next is click on all of these tokens. So we'll take BitSensor, for example, and then look at how old the token actually is. So we take a look at BitSensor. It's only been around since March of 2023. This is a fresh bull market for BitSensor. It has a strong narrative behind it. Okay, this is going to be something that I'll take a look into further. Take a look into the docs, its white paper. Does the token have any utility? What are the tokenomics looking like? That sort of thing. Those are the things that you should be taking a look at. And so the tokens that will outperform in this category are the ones that A, are newer, B, have lower market caps. So those should be the general guidelines that you're following into trying to find out which of these AI tokens will be doing the best. So that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you agree or disagree with me, let me know down below, and make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one.